can't resent people for it. But that being said, they know what time it is.
You shave every day, bro?
I don't shave every day, but I have an
I
have an extremely ugly facial hair.
Really?
I wish I could grow a beard.
Really?
I really do. Like I'm envious. I can't.
Wow.
Mine just looks like neck pubes. It's disgusting. I try to like get this like very like early 2000s in sync like chin strap going, and it just after like day 3 I'm like, nah, I can't do it. So I just keep it nice and clean for all of you guys watching on the Kansai Collective episode 9.
Wow, episode 9. We are almost at 10 episodes.
That would be one before 10.
Oh my God.
And 2 away from 11.
Yeah,
it's impressive. It's going pretty fast.
Right? It's a beautiful journey. I have no complaints. Do you?
Well, nothing so far. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you. If you've watched from episode 1 to episode 9, we are very, very grateful. We hope that you watched from episode 1 to episode 900. We're going to turn this into One Piece for you guys. We're going to have 900,000 episodes of Kansai Collective coming to you. Maybe, hopefully, if we're that successful, which is the goal.
Yeah, that is for sure. And, I'm going to start it off today. It's your boy, your host, your friend, your Kansai habitant Zane.
What's Fletcher up? Johnson. Find him on Instagram. Find him on YouTube. Find him on the Kansai Collective.
And my boy,
you know who it is.
The one and only
Ace Questenberry coming to you from Osaka, Japan. Where we're at?
Kansai.
What's this building?
W Station.
W Station.
Yeah, man.
We're at the W Station. You guys know where we're at. We talk about it all the time. But you should really swing by. Check them out if you're ever in Osaka. It's a good place to be. So, Zane, our 9th episode, getting right in. It's a wonderful time of year. It's beautiful outside.
It's
Why is it particularly beautiful?
Yeah, well, here in Japan, guys, there's just this season that everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when it's January, people are definitely looking forward to it. We don't even call it spring first. We're like, sakura season,
It's the cherry blossoms, also known as sakura, or traditionally known as sakura. But cherry blossom season is a big deal. Like, I'm talking like months before, in America, where it's like October and they're like, buy Christmas presents. Man, it'll be January. And they'll be like, hey, buy alcohol for your cherry blossom party, or buy a barbecue grill for your cherry blossom party.
Man, it's a whole culture here, right?
Based around flowers.
Yeah, right.
Based on flowers. I love it.
Yes, it's all about nature, man. Japan is always huge about like having events with nature involved within it. And it's really crazy because, you don't only have the flowers, right? But then at the convenience stores, many different places, companies are trying to push the sakura. They have sakura.
Starbucks.
Yeah.
The sakura flavored cherry blossom Starbucks drinks.
Wow, is it good? You tried it?
They're pretty fire.
Wow, okay.
I'm definitely a fan.
Yeah, like, right, you got that. You maybe go to get some sushi. They'll have like some sakura infused, something like flour, maybe sushi rolled in a sakura flower. I don't really know, but they get you really into the vibe. And for me, it's an indication that spring is here. That right, you got like, you got that winter time where you're inside and, it feels, it's cold. It feels lonely, right? But you see those sakura, it's kind of like Christmas to me, It's like having those Christmas lights on the buildings and stuff. It's like,
because the weather it breaks. You get like a day where you're like, oh my God, this feels beautiful out. But like, I don't think people outside of Japan understand how culturally significant cherry blossoms are. Like, because cherry blossoms are, it's on the beautiful side of it. They're very, very fleeting. Like, it's like a 2.5 week period where you have these and they're everywhere. You don't realize how many cherry blossom trees are until, like, how many there are, like, physically, until cherry blossom season. So it's so fleeting. So it really, people slow down and want to enjoy it. But like, even like, one thing that's interesting, and people like the international community complains to Japan about this all the time, but the Japanese school system doesn't start in September when we would start our school year, right? It starts basically right after cherry blossoms, because cherry blossoms to them signify, you know, the birth of a new year, right? Everything's coming alive, coming into bloom, which makes sense in a way.
Well, Japan, they have like you're talking about the fleeting of the cherry blossoms, right? They're very deep. Remember, this culture has been cultivated for many years, thousands of years, right? So like they are so beautiful. They like they're everywhere, right? Everybody gets so, you know, ecstatic when they see these cherry blossoms, but they're only here for 2 weeks. So it's really about like appreciating the
slowing
moment.
down and just enjoying it. Very, very true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that's like, just like deep Japanese thinking, you know what I'm saying? But also, right, during this time, people go and have picnics.
Hanami season.
Yes, hanami. We say hanami. So
literally
flower watching.
Flower watching. And the whole premise is to go enjoy it. Go with a couple of your friends, set up a blanket under a beautiful cherry blossom tree. Have some drinks, have a little barbecue, laugh, relax.
Yeah, it's so simple, man. It's literally like Japanese culture, like sushi. Sushi is like vinegar, rice, you feel me? Salmon. Fish on top, you know, and with like with shoyu. That's crazy. Same with the hanami, right? You just go with your friends, people you love, sitting down, having food, having good conversation, watching this naturally occurring thing in nature, beautiful. Man. It's like, what more can you really ask for? It's like so satisfying, you know. But it's not like rich, like, you know, like you eat a donut or a mad like 5 pancakes, right? Simple. You're gonna be like, right? But you know what I'm saying? Like you have the the cherry blossoms. It's just like you get a good amount of life, and you just feel really good after.
It's very satisfying, and I think that can kind of be like that attests to like Japan, right? It's the beauty and the simplicity. Right. Like at the end of the day, you're just going to sit under a tree and be like, wow, these flowers are really pretty. But the simplicity of that is so satisfying. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah, like Asa, give me one experience that you remember with your cherry blossoms.
I think now one thing that like when you see the cherry blossoms bloom, it's beautiful. But in my opinion, Japan is a very windy country, and in Osaka particularly, especially I live up north, kind of near like the mountain areas, very, very windy. But I think my first year, I had a day off, and I had to go do like some type of paperwork, or I had to go to like the ward office, which is the worst place you could find yourself in Japan. It's not fun. Avoid it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm frustrated. I'm like, man, I just spent 3 hours trying to explain someone my address because I can't speak Japanese. This sucks. And I'm leaving, and I just come outside, and it's just like the softest breeze in the air. And I walk down this little path, and like the petals are just like floating like through the air, like had just fallen off the tree. And like all of that frustration just evaporates.
Wow.
Like it just, because it's just so like, it's so peaceful. It's hard to feel anything else. Yeah. But that being said, before Corona, Hanami are also a giant party in different places. You go to Osaka Castle Park during peak Hanami season, and you will find hundreds of people picnicking, drinking. Yeah. And in Japan, you can drink outside as much as you want. You can be as drunk as you want outside, as long as you're not breaking stuff or, you know, hurting anyone.
Right.
So I think the funniest thing I saw, it was definitely year one. I had just gotten off work. It was probably like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I went over to Osaka Park to meet some friends. They're like, oh, Hanami, we're having, come. So I'm in like a suit, and I'm walking, and like the carnage of these, like, because at this point, like 5 in the afternoon, like that's like people been drinking since 12. Okay. So I'm just like stepping over like salaryman, just like laying on the ground at their picnics with just like giant bottles of sochu, just like, or like nihonshu or something, just absolutely
just sake.
Oh my god, just blacked out. But it shows how like simple, but also how festive it can be. Because for a lot of people, it's the start of so much. It's the start of the school year. It's the start of the like financial year as well. So new hires. Yeah. You go in and you go out with your staff and you go
people
out
move around then as well. Yeah,
exactly.
I look at that now as that's the beginning of a new year as well.
It's interesting how in Western cultures I mean, the New Year starts in the dead of winter, so I guess it blooms after. But you would think the blooming would be when things start.
Yes.
But no, so I mean, I've had plenty of experiences. One of the funny things not funny, but when COVID first started, the Japanese government like put out so many warnings. They're like, please don't go look at the pretty flowers. We can't stop you, but just don't look at the pretty flowers. And people were pissed. Like, what do you mean I can't go look? Probably like the first time, other than like war periods that they were like, don't enjoy Hanami.
Oh my
People
God.
were not happy about it at all. But it's deep part of the culture.
Yeah, man, I love it. I'm always excited for it every year. Like, I remember my first time experiencing the Hanami.
Ooh, give us the details.
Yeah, I was in Hyogo at this time. And, I just came to Japan March 15th. So,
wow, that's like
I was,
couple weeks before.
Right before Hanami. And they show you a forecast, you feel me? They show you
on the news. They've got the forecast in different regions on when it should bloom.
Right. So boom. I don't even know what's going on, but basically I'm into like samurai and the martial arts culture of Japan. And basically in this town that I was living in, they have a parade. It's called a gyoretsu, where there's samurai that lived in that town. And basically they dress up, the kids dress up, and then they have some adults that dress up, and then they march around this castle that is in that town.
Himeji?
No,
not Himeji.
Smaller town.
I was like, damn.
It's called Tatsuno. And they were like, yo, you can join. And mind you, this is like replica samurai gear. My first time in Japan. And man, they asked me this and they're like, yeah, you can put on the gear and walk around with us. Yo, man, it was an experience. Yes, my mind was blown. They're putting all the samurai gear on me. It's heavy. I'm getting that actual feel like, yo, wow,
they
this is what samurai. I had a sword. You feel me?
They just gave you. Here you go. Here's a katana.
Yeah, they gave me a sword.
Awesome.
I had my armor.
What
you
a
feel
welcome
me?
to Japan.
Kabuto, the helmet, and but you had the cherry blossoms just blooming. All
magical.
Magical. Yo, it was one of the best experiences. That's why I still remember it to this day. And
it's also one of your you said first week or second week in Japan, right?
Man, oh my God.
Man, I'm jealous.
Beautiful.
My second week was like a massive typhoon that shut down the airport and an earthquake the following week. So I'm kind of jealous on that one. But yeah, man, the cherry blossom is wonderful, and enjoy it because as soon as cherry blossom ends, it gets really hot, unbearably hot, humid. Very hot. Unless you're in Hokkaido. You're in Hokkaido, enjoy the beautiful summer. But otherwise, hot and sticky. That's what you can expect. As soon as those pretty flowers, you're like, time to sweat.
So just keep in mind, if you come to Japan, yes, around this season, it's probably going to be expensive to get a ticket over here. But it's worth it.
Worth it.
It's worth it.
Definitely.
So if you guys have any questions about where to see the Hanami, you can always hit up the Kansai Collective.
Drop us a line. Drop us a comment.
If you guys are in Japan and you have certain places that you like to go to see the Hanami, leave it in the comments.
Let us know.
Let's
what
start
you're
up some
thinking.
conversation, baby.
Exactly. We like hearing from you guys. We like seeing what you guys think. Tell us some of your experience. If you're in Japan already, have you seen some of the Hanami? We want to know what it was like for you. Was it as magical as us? Did something crazy happen? Were you gifted samurai gear by a wise sage on the mountain like Zane? or what went down. As always, thank you to our host, W Station, providing this wonderful space. Woo. Thank you, DroneX Global, www.dronexglobal.com, providing tons of infrastructure support services, providing us the equipment to get our podcast, YouTube channel, this Kansai Collective we're doing. Thank you for making it happen. Appreciate it, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, and we will see you next time on the Kansai Collective. Peace.